Hello, my fellow swivel heads. It's Greg Allison with Green Greg's coming to you live on Veterans Day on 11 November 21. Time on deck is 23:04 hours Central Standard Time. You want to say daylight time, have to watch that. Hope everybody's doing well today. I want to share some things with you today on Veterans Day. I'm going to share with you some videos from my dad, who was a World War II veteran. We'll pick up on his wartime experiences, and we'll skip some of the other things from my previous interviews with him. My dad would have been 100 years old if he were alive today. He died 3 weeks shy of being 99. So we're going to go into some other things here. We'll talk first about the Armistice. We'll talk about what actually ended World War I, which is supposed to be in the war to end all wars. And that's where we get this holiday of Veterans Day on 11 November. And we have it 11 November of 21 in this case. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share some screens. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I am going to pull my channel up so I can watch the chat room from my laptop, so that when I go into these other screens, I won't lose what you guys are saying. So if y'all don't mind that, and just give me 1 second here to get that done. Should have already had that right. And here we go. What I'm going to do here is we're going to go share. We're going to go share the Armistice website, and then we're going to see some things from my dad. Very good. I got it all pulled up. Hey, Green Atlanta. And we got Hunter from Oklahoma, and Catherine Sigurdsson that says hello, everyone. For those that don't know, these chat sessions are family sessions on my channel where people chat with each other and ask me anything under the sun, pretty much. But today we have a special topic, and it is Veterans Day. And all my fellow veterans, which I am one, salute. I say my granddad was in World War I. My dad was in World War II. My older brother served in the Vietnam era. My son went to Iraq during the Second Gulf War. I was in the military and packed up to go to Iran during the Armistice crisis. And had I stayed in the unit I was in, I would have went to Grenada, but they sent me to Alaska instead. So, I kind of narrowly escaped action. My brother, who was in during the Vietnam War, actually didn't go to action either, but he was in during that time frame. Because this military has a lot, they got to cover the world, or at least American military. So they got a lot of different things going on in different places. So my uncles, many of my uncles served. In fact, some of my family has served. We went, my brother had passed away, and I did a little research. We found every American war had a family member in it. And it surprised me. It was something I wouldn't have thought we'd have had family members in, but we did. So we've been there. We've been around since the Revolutionary War. From the very beginning, my family has been involved in defending this great land. I said in a previous video that I just did that no soldier or veteran really wants a war, but we'll be the first to be there to defend our country, the people that we love. Okay, so let's get on with this now. We got B here, howdy, Zero, Veterans Day, thank you, with peace sign. Philip Thomas, happy Armistice Day, Semper Fi to you, but I'm not a Marine, I'm an Army guy. Wearing a Space Force pin because, I am a space guy too. Zero, long line of veterans here also. There we go, pull my finger. Good evening, folks. All right, guys. So we're going to share a little site here. We're going to talk about Armistice Day. Give me 1 second. I got to pull up the right thing here, and we're going to go over here, Armistice Day. That's a good start for our topic today. So here we are. As you know, the Armistice of 11 November 1918 was signed at La Francfort near Copenhagen and ended the fighting on land and sea in World War I between the Allies and the last remaining opponent, Germany. There were many different treaties leading up to that, and we won't go all into this treaty. That's not the actual exercise here, but it said fighting continued up to 11 a.m. when this thing entered into force, 11 a.m. on 11 November 1918. Of course, we started this video just a couple minutes after 11 p.m. So we might take note at the 11:11 hour here coming up in a few minutes. So it's just kind of one of those magical times. So quite a waste. 2,738 men died on the last day of war, probably after the thing had already been signed, just so that the various people could get themselves in some little strategic position. The last actual treaty, though, was the Treaty of Versailles. let's see here somewhere. It should mention the Treaty of Versailles, which came later. There it is, the Treaty of Versailles, because there were other treaties that led up to that. But the Armistice Treaty was the beginning of those treaties that led up to that. The Treaty of Versailles was signed, though, on the 20th of June of 1919 and didn't take effect until 10 January 1920. So this is just over 100 years ago, guys. And my dad was born, 101 years ago. My dad was born a little later. So, Bonnie, I need to eat something. All right, Cha-Cha is clapping hands. And we got April Pelham. Hello, Cindy Lou. Happy Veterans Day. Well, thank you, Cindy Lou. Be right back, dog. Says Catherine may be getting something for Brian to eat, possibly. Jason Smith. Treaty of Versailles, shaking my head. Yeah, this Treaty of Versailles really set the stage for World War II because it so badly punished the German people. It so put the screws to them. And at the time of World War I, you could say the Germans and the French and so allies on our side, they weren't all that much different. Germany wasn't a nation of fascists at the time. They were just competing powers, and they happened to lose, and they got severely punished. And it created some conditions in Germany which made it right for somebody like the Führer, Adolf Hitler, to take over, which led to all kind of mayhem and destruction. So don't ever tread so heavy on the people as we tread on the Germans after World War I. So World War I was the war to end all wars. And really, it was the precipitation of World War II and the Cold War that followed. It all had its roots in World War I. So, and we're still just shaking off that stuff, guys. So the echoes of World War I have lasted until the end of the Cold War. But really, because of the way the Russians built up, you can say they continue to this very day. We never really recovered from that era. Right now, thanks, Greg, Green Greg, and others in the chat for those who served. Thank you. No Versailles Treaty, no Adolf. Exactly. On the outside, you wouldn't have Adolf meat tenderizer, right? Adolf Hitler was horrible. Him and Joseph Mengele and all those guys, the things, the atrocities they pull. But that was a result of the Treaty of Versailles. And so I got to say, Jason Smith is right on that accord. Arnold Smith, 9 is my checking number. Hi, Rocket Man. May God continue to bless you and yours, family and friends. Well, thank you. Thank you. Oh, we got 11 thumbs up. How appropriate for 11 November video that starts at the 11th hour. Well, 2300 hour, actually, but 11 p.m. So there we go, guys. And it is right now. I just missed it. It's 11:12 now. I meant to call that 11:11. Missed it. 11:11 is a number I see all the time. Where's Wise Owl when I need her? She says the same thing. Gorgeous, awesome. How you doing, gorgeous? 11:11. Amen. Amen. And you can see once again, I'm drinking tea from the Space Force mug that Granny Lana sent me. So got some water on it, which matches my signet on my hat here. So there we go. I don't see Dr. G-Man in the room here. He likes that insignia also as his photograph. Wild animals, woo woo. All right, so what I thought we might do here tonight is pay a little special to my dad, who was a World War II vet, not a World War I vet. His dad fought in World War I. And they did a photo album of the troops of World War II from Alabama. And I got a copy of it somewhere. And in it, it said that my dad walked many of the same battlefields and trails that his dad had walked in the previous war of World War I. Well, my dad was a paratrooper. He did jump in, but then they walked. So a lot of the same area. Granny Land, 11:11. Yep. Cindy Lou, call me loco, but I think we are in World War III because World War I and II were slow. We're slow technology wars. Well, you might say that in many ways. Some people said the Cold War was World War III, and the next hot war would be World War IV. Depends on how you count it. Jason Smith says most people don't know that Mao and Stalin killed more people than Adolf. Absolutely. Probably about 60 million with Stalin and about 80 million maybe with Mao Zedong. So they killed far more people. But, sometimes people just don't like to look at what the left side of the spectrum did. All of them were wrong. All of them were authoritarian dictators. and it's absolutely wrong. Wild animals, oh Lord, not the fallen angel mantra. What we're talking about there, wild animals. So Ariana Zater says, my dad fought in World War II, and both my parents cried for the prisoners in the camps. Oh yeah, that was a sad thing. My dad saw that, and he talked about it. He said it was horrible. Maybe, and let be to be thankful, plant a new tree for the future. That's a good thing, April. That's a good idea. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over here and share some videos just in tribute to my dad and older veterans of World War II. My dad's passed away. He was three weeks shy of being 99 years old when he passed away just over a year and a half ago in March of last year. Miss my dad so much. So he would be 100 years old if he were alive today. It's March of this year. Wow, time it's all running together in my head, guys. He was born in 1921. So yeah, it was March of this year. March of last year he passed away. Okay. Excuse me, guys. It's all running together in my head. But here, I did some interviews with my dad for this channel because, I started this channel a couple years before he passed away. And here he is at 97 and talking about World War II a little bit. So I got a few little stories out, a few snippets. There were some things he wouldn't talk about. He wouldn't talk about the Battle of the Bulge, where he got captured. That's just one of the things he would not talk about because that was pretty horrible. So we can get some of this here. So watch and see what you think. This is my dad.
Hey, in World War II, you got hit by a dud shell of artillery. What happened when that artillery hit your truck?
It's wall in, so it'd be about 60 foot through there.
How far?
About 60 foot, broke with the shoulder. No, helmet over, the truck come by and took it that wood.
Trying to turn the volume up.
That wool kept you over right under them hat steel, but
Oh yeah.
it tire of that truck got that. I was rolling, got that cap off my head.
The wool cap?
Yeah.
What he said is the front tire of the truck pulled the wool cap off his head. Oh, you should listen to that again. That was pretty stark. I was trying to find the volume control. This volume is turned all the way up, but the actual volume on my speakers, I thought the volume control would be here, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know. This computer needs to be replaced. So here we go again.
Guy goes got my note.
Oh Lord, that's close.
The old guy thought he'd run over, thought he'd kill me.
That's close. You was driving, right?
No, I wasn't driving.
Is right? Are you a passenger?
Yeah.
In front or back?
Well, it just fronts all that the truck had.
Oh, wasn't a deuce and a half. Oh, okay. So you learned to drive a Jeep in the Army?
Yeah.
First thing you ever drove, wasn't it?
4x, 6x.
6x. Oh. You never had electricity or messed with any of that. You got in the Army, you was doing telephone switch networks, weren't you?
Yeah.
Jumping out of airplanes, never flown. You ever shot a gun before you went in the Army?
Yeah.
You had? All right. Well, what do you want to tell the world?
It was hell.
Yeah, that's what war is. Oh, well.
I'm the guy you're supposed to hate.
Oh no, shoot. Hang on, guys.
I spent 50 years on Wall Street where I helped create the entire stock rating system.
What are you saying about the nice one?
But up around the range, so it got the carbines
Yeah.
and had practice, shots in practice. Don't have a preliminary. And when it went out to Rio, when we counted, 3 hours had a bed up on it. No lieutenant go disqualify me. I shot the highest range on the range.
Why do you want to disqualify you? Because you shot so high, I thought you was cheating.
Yeah. And, I shoot left-handed like that.
Oh,
And after it's over with, he said, put him set down, shot eyes out, squirrel on top of the tree, never shot a squirrel alive at that time.
okay. That's why I asked you if you'd ever shot a gun. I was wondering. I
He
mean,
had shot a rifle.
oh, okay. Shot a rifle before. All right. Well, So you ran a PX on the side or something at one time, did you?
After war's over, I had over 3 of them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You fell and broke some skin, didn't you, up in the Alps or somewhere? Somewhere in the mountains up in Germany, or what happened? You break something? No,
My shoulder broke.
shoulder broke.
Yeah.
What did you break when you got thrown out of that truck when it hit you?
Shoulder.
Is your shoulder? Okay. You didn't get a Purple Heart for that?
No.
Huh.
Get that
These days you probably got a Purple Heart for something like that.
X-ray. I mean, did X-ray. We just put in the sling. Stayed in the hospital 3 days. Well, come in the mess hall after that evening. No colonel, somebody went, they fed me. Went to the hospital, stayed 3 days, come out and go back working.
Wow. Well, all the years you worked as a deputy sheriff busting moonshiners, what was your favorite part of that job?
Sitting watching how they act,
Say what?
watching the actions of the people.
The actions of people.
Yeah,
What entertained you about watching the actions of people?
what they do,
What's the craziest thing you ever seen them do?
dropping bridges, clear across the bridge.
Drop a what?
Dropping bridges, you go clear across the bridge.
A
Mountain move.
A bridge.
Drop the bridges.
Oh, bridges. Oh, and run clear across the bridge. Try to get away from you.
No, they trying to keep filling bridges full.
Ah, oh, God. All right.
That's the latest thing I've seen, did it?
Oh, Lord. You see some crazy stuff there.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that'll be enough video for today.
What?
What?
What is one of these things worth?
I don't know. You probably get one, $200 or $300 maybe. Get you a movie camera?
Huh?
You gonna get you a movie camera?
I doubt it.
So find some more World War II stories. You get one for a little bit. Let me skip ahead and see what this is.
He saw me smoking some tobacco and he didn't know what.
Oh, that's another story from other stuff. All right, we're gonna skip this and go to another story about the wars. Rid the world of their last. So here he is again. My dad lived by himself. He took care of himself. He cooked and cleaned, and he drove a truck up till the day he went to hospital. It just 3 weeks shy, basically, of being 99. So my dad was, he was quite a character, and he was a strong bird. So, and he always had a sharp mind about him, and he'd rather tease somebody than eat when he was hungry. So actually, I got this scrolled ahead to where he is at. So let's watch this.
Merry Christmas, 2018. How you doing, Daddy?
Oh, I'm doing all
Oh, here comes another ad.
Hey guys, breaking news. Give me 2 to 3 minutes
on.
and I'll reveal the 3-step.
right.
Doing all right. Well, if you go back, Christmas is 95 years ago. You was 2-year-old. How far back can you remember?
I remember when it was 3.
Remember when you was 3?
Yep.
Did you get anything for Christmas that year?
I don't know, but they were getting that Christmas night.
What would you usually get for Christmas when you did get something?
Very little.
An orange, an apple? What did you get?
Orange, apple, stick of peppermint candy, maybe a pecan or walnut.
A pecan or a walnut?
Yeah.
So what did y'all eat for Christmas dinner?
Just whatever we had.
Well, what would that usually be?
Pretty skimpy to start with.
Pretty skimpy, huh?
Yeah.
Did y'all eat any meat?
Yeah, usually had ham all the time.
Had a ham? How often would y'all eat chicken back in those days? You'd had to kill your chicken out of the barnyard, didn't you?
Yeah.
And pigs, y'all kill the pigs when it was cold in January.
No, killed him in November.
November?
Yeah.
I remember when we was killing when I was a kid, we'd wait for a real cold day. It's clear.
We used to have cold days in November.
Oh, okay. Well, we had some this year, I think. You get one just so you'd have it for Christmas or Thanksgiving?
We might have tenderloin and stuff like that. We kill around Thanksgiving, close to it.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all have a Thanksgiving dinner back when you was a kid?
No, we just had a regular dinner.
Regular dinner?
We didn't celebrate a holiday like we do now.
I figured you didn't. So on the Christmas, did family get together? Did people come around, or was it just, who was there?
Usually a few people that come in on Christmas
Yeah.
or go somewhere else, we would.
And when I was a kid, your mom would have her Christmas on Christmas Eve, and we all went over. When you was growing up, I guess y'all got together, y'all had your little thing on Christmas Day, or what
Yeah.
y'all do?
Yeah, usually Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, one head.
One or the other?
Yeah,
So wasn't too many people coming around, just a few?
not many.
Not many. Well,
Growing up, nobody had nothing hardly.
I know that. So you was growing up through the Depression.
Yeah.
Actually, your first 10 years was before the Depression. Well, your first 8 years was before the Depression hit.
Yeah, it fit October 29.
Well, it probably growing up on a farm wasn't probably much better for farm kids before the Depression, was it? Was it any better
A
then?
little better, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
In what way?
Cotton was about 20 cents a pound. When the depression hit, it went down to 5.
What was 20 cents a pound?
Cotton
Cotton.
went down to 5 cents.
Oh, so y'all couldn't make any money.
So that was a real hard lick hit.
Well, let's see, back in the day,
Some people have said that, people in the country didn't notice the difference between depression and pre-depression. That's not true. It's absolutely not true. You can get that from that comment. I thought it was talking about World War II in here. I assume we do get into it, but apparently I did this right before the holidays. So I focused a little bit more on the holiday nature, but we're coming into holidays. So I guess this is apropos, since we're coming in the holiday season. So I'll go ahead. Unless someone objects and just wants to hear the war part, I will go ahead and play the rest of this video. And I did skip part of the last one where he was talking about some of the other things. And we'll go to the next video after this.
y'all work on the farm and produce something all year long and turn around and buy stuff with it. About all you bought was clothes and coffee and sugar and salt. What did y'all buy? And more, maybe kerosene for the lamps.
Yeah.
You worked all year, and what did that buy you?
Pardon?
If you worked all year, what did that buy y'all? Y'all didn't have a lot you could buy from it even.
No, we didn't have very much to buy with.
Yeah,
There's barely enough clothes to get by most of the time.
yeah. So what was, you didn't have any electricity, so you had to keep your milk and your meat in a well, didn't you?
Well, they either had to draw cold water or we had a spring for a time with the spring.
Oh, yeah. So how long would that stuff keep? How long would milk keep in the spring?
Oh, you put it there every day. Use what we put it in there.
So you just milked what you used in a single day. You didn't keep it longer than that.
Yeah, put the rest of it in a churn. They clabbered and make buttermilk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whatever you didn't use.
Have to churn it though.
Oh, yeah. Well, who did most of the churning?
Who was closest to it?
So y'all try to get away from the churn?
Yeah.
That's funny. So y'all get up in the morning, what time?
About 4 o'clock to have breakfast.
4 o'clock. So you'd be outside before the sun come up, getting meals ready and everything?
Daylight would see was out and work.
You had to be out in the field since that sun was up.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Before the sun's up.
Before the sun was up. What about wasn't there some old steam whistle at the cotton mill in Albertville that y'all would hear?
Yeah, we had put it up there an hour.
What happened if your feet didn't hit the bed floor when the whistle went off?
No,
What?
we usually done up.
It was done up. Oh, you couldn't wait that long. All right. What time did that whistle go off?
About 4:30.
All right. Wasn't much tolerance for a kid laying in bed, was there?
No, you lay in bed.
What happened?
You go to bed early at night.
Yeah.
You quick to eat, get ready and get in bed.
Oh, all right. All right. Got up fresh in the morning, got to work.
Yep.
Daddy get after you if you didn't, wouldn't he?
Wish you had if you didn't.
Oh. It'd make you wish you had if you didn't,
Yeah.
huh? So how do you make you wish that?
You got strapped up with a switch.
Striped up with a switch. I know what that was like.
Elon Musk likes to bet big. He bet on PayPal and became a millionaire.
Oh, shoot.
He bet on Tesla.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, I've had a few stripes on me. But anyway, all right, well. So what do you think about these kids these days?
They've got it made.
Do they?
Spoiled, all of them.
Well, one of these days, our power grid may go out and they have to live the old way. They're gonna have a tough time, aren't they?
Yeah.
You got any advice to them for how to toughen up and get ready for it?
I don't know. It would not.
Yeah, that'd be a hard adjustment, wouldn't it?
That's older folks that make it better than the younger folks.
Probably.
We've been through it before.
That's right. That's right. Well, maybe things won't happen, but there's a lot of things that can pull our power grid down. It'll be down for years. Anyway, just getting your check on that. So, Dad, when you were in the Army in Iceland, you and another guy built the first radio station in Iceland. What happened?
Well, we started out there with the old cabinet and worked all night. And next morning we was on the air.
It was the first radio station.
Pardon?
There's a first radio station in Iceland.
No, it wasn't the first. The first one we just had there at the camp. And what other for service station? I mean, the service had one up there, and then the had country had one.
Okay, was it real popular?
Yeah, we had more records and all that. It had more listeners.
Oh, did you?
We had about 1,400 records.
So what did you do? What did you soldered or what?
Yeah, I sorted and kept it going.
Kept it going, huh?
Yeah,
So what did you do when you were in Iceland?
did a little bit of everything. Dig ditches,
What years?
right.
What years were you there in Iceland?
43 and 44.
So you were there just before you were training when you were there.
I went there in 13th day of August 33 and left there in July 44.
Okay. And then you went to England,
Went to England, yeah.
and you were in England when the V2 rockets and the buzz bombs were dropping around you. Yeah. So and then you were airborne, and you were supposed to have 3 training jumps in the Army before
Let's
you.
get away from that.
You don't want to talk about that?
No.
Okay. All right. So what's your best memory of Iceland?
Best memory,
Yeah,
leaving there.
leaving. What's your best memory of England?
Yeah.
Same thing?
Or no, I enjoyed myself there.
Oh, okay. Then you had to go to combat though.
Yeah.
Where did you do most of your airborne training?
England.
England. Where did you do most of your training for switchboard work?
I was switchboard installer,
Yeah, where did you do most of that at?
Fort Monmouth,
Fort Monmouth? Okay.
New Jersey.
All right. Well, that was a heck of a thing y'all did in that.
Pardon?
Heck of a thing y'all did in that war. But anyway, all right, thanks.
All right. He didn't want to talk about that training exercise in the Army because they were supposed to have 3 training jumps. And it turned out the 3rd training jump, they were actually way over enemy lines. They were dropped into combat. He's told me previously that when the light come on to jump, you never saw such a plane load of sick men because they just weren't mentally prepared for it. It was kind of a trick on them. They thought they were going into a training jump and it was a combat jump. So that's kind of rough. So here he is again. I guess we talk this video quite a range of topics from Great Depression and before and after electricity, maybe some World War II stuff. And I have another video. No, I go to other stuff. There's actually 4 videos I got on the channel. The other one though was more of a farming video, So I didn't bring that one up. This one should have some service stuff too in it. So let's see what he tells us here.
He's about to tell us a story. What was he going to say?
But it was a place where building called it Buzz Bomb Alley. It put a little bomb on there and had his motor and just enough gas. You run out and fall. They're trying to hit the schoolhouse.
Now, the Buzz Bomb, that was the V1. It would fly around. It was like one of the first cruise missiles the Germans invented. That thing would fly around until it ran out of gas. It was sputtering. Nobody knew where it was going to come. They always said that was like more of a psychological weapon because it would just freak people out. They didn't know where that darn thing was coming down at.
Or we had headquarters and had a little house out front, way out next to the road, 4 rooms. And I was sleeping at, and no boy laying there asleep. The rest of us out work. One hit right close by, knocked all the window lights out of that thing, and you just see him in glass and soot. And we thought he was dead. Didn't even squeak some gun up.
What
Wasn't
kind of
hurt.
what kind of bomb was that?
Buzz bomb.
Buzz bomb. Oh, well, the buzz bombs. Okay, well,
Called it Buzz Bomb Alley. Well, they hit a lot of hit that field train.
that was in that was in Belgium
Yeah, during the Battle of the Bulge.
during the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
You heard a lot of them when you were in London too, didn't you?
That was rockets over.
Oh, that was the V2 rocket.
Yeah.
And
I felt jar of lead.
you felt the jar from the V2 rocket sitting.
Yeah.
And so that buzz bomb covered the guy up in dust, and he didn't even wake up. Huh?
It blew the windows out of it. It crossed road, it landed across the road from him. And it's trying to get that school
Lord, how much snow did y'all have during the Battle of the Bulge?
near the way to Steve.
Nearly waist deep. That made it hard to fight, didn't it?
Yeah.
Made it hard to run too, didn't it?
We just strained wire and stuff, climbing trees, trying to get out where the tanks wouldn't tear them up on the ground.
What was the best memory of World War II?
Best memory.
Yeah, I know you had a lot of bad memories. You probably don't want to talk
The
about
end
that.
of it.
The end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Coming home?
Yeah. Was about 6 months before we come home.
Yeah,
And all we come in December.
yeah. Well, y'all were sitting there. I think you was going to Japan, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well,
Child, Okinawa. Well, we were seeing some of them.
how long did the Battle of the Bulge last?
It started on the 16th of December and it last up in the spring.
You ever get paid for the chores you did at home?
No.
I didn't think so. Kids these days get
Yeah, but
allowance.
I didn't do them.
You got tore up if you didn't do them, huh? Yeah, I believe that. So, you ever were able to work for anybody else and earn any money when you was growing up?
No,
Never got any money at all, huh?
no,
If you had gotten some money, what would you spend it on? You didn't have things back then,
no. Mom never got money. Worked out anything.
did they? So y'all worked all day and night, crazy hours, worked hard. And all that did just bought you a little cloth to make some clothes out of, and some coffee and sugar and salt. What were y'all able to buy?
Not much.
Not much. Did a lot of work and couldn't buy much with it, could you?
Right. Well, if you had got money to buy it, you didn't have no money.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is y'all worked real hard and didn't make no money at it.
That's right.
Wasn't able to buy much. See, people today wouldn't understand that. They wouldn't be working, busting the rear ends day in and day out.
Plus the rear end 10 cents an hour to get that.
Yeah.
Some of them 3 days for $1. Some of them.
What could you have bought with $1 if you had $1 back then?
You're rich.
Well,
Look like a bed sheet.
a bed sheet.
Yeah.
That's what you'd buy as a bed sheet?
And what it looked like to us.
Oh. So what would you, when you wasn't working, was there anything you do for fun? You played baseball some,
A little bit.
a little bit.
90% of the time we had something to do if it wasn't. It's something passing, keep us busy.
Yeah. So when you was in school, y'all didn't get a summer break. They let y'all off in the spring and the fall to plant and harvest crops.
We went to school in the summertime and got off, picked cotton, then went back.
Yeah. You had to get off in the spring to help plant, didn't you?
Well, the school that we usually run out of, we had short terms back then,
Did you?
about 5 months, but most school had a year, 5,
Well,
6.
When you graduated high school, wasn't many people graduated high school back then, were there?
I think it was 28 of us.
28. Wow. And there's more people graduate college today than did high school back then, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Like an old guy said, his brother got at them not graduating high school. He said, well, he thought we were the same as he could.
it's all that mattered, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What year did y'all get electrical power?
After World War II,
After World War II.
46.
So what y'all think about that, getting electricity?
My mama could see it as well, but the lamp.
Huh?
Mama thought she could see it as well, but the lamp, but she couldn't.
Oh, yeah. She
Right
thought
there.
that, she thought that kerosene lamp was good enough, huh?
Yeah.
So then y'all got some electric lights.
Yeah.
So first thing all the women in the morning was a refrigerator and electric stove.
Mama didn't want no electric stove.
She didn't.
Said it wouldn't cook like a wood stove.
Well, what did y'all do for heat when you was a kid? Did y'all have coal or did you have to cook with wood?
Cook wood, firewood.
Coal cost too much, didn't it?
Didn't have money to buy it.
That's what I thought. So y'all heated with a fireplace, huh? Do you have a wood stove that stick out or do you use a fireplace?
Wood stove.
Wood stove. So you use a wood stove and you had to cut wood to get warm. You had to cut wood to eat, didn't you?
Yeah.
Every time you want to eat something, you had to go out and cut some wood.
Yeah.
So y'all had to really work for everything, didn't you?
We had to scratch for it.
Had to scratch for it.
Yeah.
And then that food had to come off the farm, didn't it?
Yeah. Very little.
Huh?
Very little you bought. Coffee and sugar,
Coffee, sugar, salt. What else would you buy?
flour.
Flour.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about all you'd buy, huh?
Yeah.
Was there much of anything called a restaurant back in those days? Where you grew up?
Not many.
Not
Not
many.
much.
Did you ever get to go to one?
One time.
One time. Well, people eat out all the time now, don't they?
Yeah.
So what'd you tell the kids today to think if a power grid goes down, what are you going to tell the kids? What should they do?
Do the best you can.
Do the best you can.
Yeah.
Lord Almighty. So how do you think they'll do?
They be mad and fight and everything else.
Well, that was everyday life for you, wasn't it?
Nearly.
Nearly. Well, you didn't know what electric power was to you as a grown man
I tell you what.
back from World War II.
I tell you what. Something else. Kids don't know what work is.
Well, I know that.
A hard time either.
Yeah, that's going to be a big adjustment, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be almost like a fight for them, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, I believe that. So it's going to be hard to scrape up food and stay warm and to eat.
Yeah.
And then water. So they got to, we don't have good wells and springs and everybody's on city water. Well, that'll run out when the pumps aren't pumping anymore.
Yeah, we had spring and a well water boat.
Yeah, well, ain't nobody hardly got that anymore. So,
All of them got polluted now.
yeah. Well, I wonder if that's just the cities telling people that so they make you drink their water.
Well, it's actually trash and they had a well run out, drill one, be pretty for a while, and next thing you know, there's a lot of trash in it.
How comes that?
We go down through the soil.
Oh, because of the drilling
Yeah.
messed it up. Well, that's settled out over time, won't
No, it's seep in there between the rocks and things.
it? All right. Well, so what was your best memory of being sheriff besides watching crazy things people do?
I don't know.
Huh? Don't want to know? Okay. That's good enough. So you got any story about catching the moonshiners or anything you want to tell?
It's a lot of fun.
Catching them was a lot of fun. How was that?
Well, I can tell you a little bit nasty.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, that's probably enough. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's enough.
I believe so. All right, guys. So there you are. There's my dad. You go back. I have other videos on here. If you want to see this, you know, it's kind of at the bottom of my playlist. If you go to my channel and just at the home page, I may change all this up in not too distant future. I didn't play one of these. Let's see. That one's kind of a compilation of them. This one, one of these I didn't play. One of these I didn't. I mean, I clicked on it, but I didn't play it. So I think it was this one because it was more about the Great Depression and how they lived at the time. I guess there was a, hey, thank you, Top Knot. Thank you for the super chat. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hold on, maybe you're not in the room because I'm not seeing when I'm typing at top, you're not coming up. What's that all about? Okay. So yeah, there's a little bit more on here. Got a few fun videos down here. I don't think I put on I bet my cigar videos. Not yeah, there's my cigar mask. What was that last video? Oh, make a mater sandwich. Yeah, that's Southern. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to share that with you with my dad. Because when I was growing up, he gave all kind of war stories about World War II. I never heard that buzz bomb story until that night, though, when I was recording that one. So that was a new story to me about the guy who slept through getting hit by a buzz bomb and having the windows blown out, trash all over him, slept right through it. He must have been one tired soldier. He must have had a tough day to slept through that. And they thought he was dead, according to my dad. So hey, a couple things. Hey, this video is not doing all that good for a video on China and stuff like that. Only 148 views. That's not all that particularly good there. Another video that kind of disappointed with is this one. After a day, you know, people tell me to do more short videos and do more gardening videos. This is only 3 minutes and 23 seconds, and it's a gardening video, and it did pretty horrible. I've been noticing my gardening videos and my shorter videos don't do so well. Even though everybody tells me to do this kind of videos, they don't get the watchers. So, you know, you tend to go with what more people watch. People watch stuff like this usually, but it's not doing all that well right now. Maybe because I'm on here now. I don't know. Let's hit the refresh button, see if that video's doing any better. And sometimes people watch that while I'm live, believe it or not. And all right. No, not all that good. Oh, well. So go in and watch these other videos and share them. So I'm really down last few days in views. Maybe a part of it was I've been too busy to post a lot. So let me come back here in the chat room, see what everybody's saying. Let me stop the share for a minute. Hey, hello. All right. Yeah. Hey, I've got a quilt. I got quilts my mom made from Uaner sacks. Uaner are basically bat crap. But they would put that bat crap in real pretty cloth sacks because they knew that the men would buy those for their wives to make quilts out of. I mean, back in the day, everything came in a cloth bag, even flour. And I think maybe sugar when I was a kid came in cloth bags instead of paper bags. And my mother used to make dish rags out of those flour bags, and she'd wash them out and make a dish rag out of it. That's how we got dish rags. You can go buy dish rags. And but at one time the fertilizer came in paper bags too. And it was you know, nice, colorful printed because they knew that was a marketing thing because it was all dual use. I mean, nothing got wasted like New Days Old Waste said. So the companies that would make these bags would make them where they would attract the women to be used in quilts and things like that. Of course, that don't happen these days. You know, people go buy cloth. If they go and buy cloth, they buy it, and you know, from a store that sells cloth. Good to see you, says Top Knot. Well, that's very good. Thanks for sharing, Greg, says Stan Grenfell. Well, hey, appreciate that. Let's see. PAEMT, that was a payment almost. That's Pennsylvania EMT, I guess. F99. Thanks for sharing, Greg. I always enjoy hearing and sharing. Thank you. Wolfman Jackal talking to Great Atlanta. He asked earlier something about it being my pop. Yeah, that was my dad. This is my dad. The quilt my grandma made, my grandpa was a patch quilt with a wool blanket in the middle. Well, we use cotton right here to stuff our blankets with because that's what we had. Cotton. I I grew up on a farm, had the good fortune of 3 grandmothers, 2 grandmothers. Okay. The real recalcitrant, I hope I'm saying that right. Grace, you were very smart to do this. I wish I had anything similar with my dad. Yeah, I'm glad I made those recordings now. I wished I'd recorded a few other people. Too bad I didn't have a camcorder when I was young and couldn't get a lot of the other old people. I used to love talking to old people when I was a little kid because I could learn so much from them. They'd tell you stuff about history that you'd never find in a history book. I hope you leave this up. I would love to rewatch. I will, Granny, but you can also find those other videos from my dad down below, the whole videos. And there's one I didn't even play tonight. I was trying to stay more focused on veterans content. We need to remember what the elders taught us. Amen. You days, I still live a pioneering lifestyle because of my upbringing. Feel blessed to grow my own food and preserve it, canning and drying. Yeah, she does a lot of that too, by the way. Wolfman Jack will so hello swivelheads. Hey, sorry about the cuss word. Yeah, let's watch your language in here. This is a family channel, guys. The real calcium. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Thank you, Greg, for sharing. Such an awesome treasure. Yeah, I'm so glad to have had my dad as long as I did. Stan Grandpa, I've been bad lately. I follow many channels and groups. I try to sponge. New days. The only thing that comes in cloth today is rice. Not really a cloth, just burlap. Yeah. And when I was a kid later, the feed was in burlap sacks, but the ladies are already going to clothing stores or cloth stores that sold cloth and bolts. Now they always had that, but not too many people could afford it back in the old days. So having the cloth come to you in feed bags and fertilizer bags was a huge advantage back in the day when people were so darn poor. But they had to put it in a cloth bag anyway, so they just got one where they started printing on it. It's not all that expensive apparently to print some colors on them. Arnold Smith talking to Granny. Caribou last plus 20 and super duper one. What? Oh, talking about the fur. Yeah, Arnold's up in Canada. I lived in Alaska where they had caribou herds. They were further north than where I was at. We had lots of moose in our area. Debbie Paints, thank you for sharing about the quilts. I've been quilting lately. Okay. Good. I remember watching your dad before, says Granny Lana. Debbie Paints, me too. I love listening to you because you are a little older than me and full of so much info. Well, thank you, Debbie. I try to share it, and that's what we should do in this world is share info and try to mentor people. And so I tried to soak up as much as I could from my dad. And, you know, I kept bringing forth the theme. So many people today think they should just get tons of money for doing nothing, or they just won't do anything. In my dad's universe, that was the opposite. You didn't get any money, none, but you worked your off. And then just part of, you know, being able to eat. It was to have a right at the table. They worked hard. Very different thing. My dad didn't like anybody that didn't work. Boy, if somebody wouldn't work, he'd just say they were sorry, and he would dog them. Well, people who wouldn't work, they in this generation, they didn't take kindly to that. They would really look down on somebody and just dog them if they wouldn't work. Yeah, I mean, dog them hard because they thought that was horrible. To them, that was horrible. The people wouldn't just get out there and just really bust it. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad sent me out in the summertime to clear, you know, the weeds out from under electric fences. And, you know, I'm a little extremely fair individual. And that heat was rough in the summertime. Boy, I remember that heat was killing me. I adjusted to it later, but holy smoke, it wasn't the work that got me, it was just the heat. But, you know, I got later where I was out in the fields, you know, in the hottest days of summer, throwing bales of hay up on wagons and stuff like that. And then I went to Alaska and then come back to Alabama. And I had a heat exhaustion, came close to heat stroke, riding in my pickup truck through the town I was born in. Yeah, I'm a Nordic. I really wasn't made for the hot South. Yeah. But, you know, that was rough. Debbie, I never throw away clothes unless it's destroyed. Make something from them. There you go, Brady, man. That's true. You make so much stuff. Hey, Judy, how you doing? And Top Knot, if you're still in the room, that was a nice super chat, Top Knot. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And So guys, this is a day just to remember, all those that have served. And we're only 6 minutes in my central time zone here from the 12th of November. But, people that serve in the military, they take on a lot. A lot of people were drafted into it. They had no choice. But serving the country, they did it out of love, basically. And it was a tough thing. And because you get shot at, and you have to shoot somebody else. There's nothing glorious about that. There's nothing glorious at all. I mean, a lot of times it gets portrayed as that. It's just sometimes what you got to do. Freedom is worth, fighting for, but it's not easy. It's a very rough thing, guys. And I thought I was going to Iran during the Iranian hostage crisis. We were packed up. All my gear was at the Pope Air Force Base, packaged up to be loaded on an airplane. And I was sequestered. I had to stay. I lived off base because I had a wife and a kid, but I was sequestered on base. I couldn't leave for, I think it's 2 whole weeks during that Iranian hostage crisis. And we had to do our wills. We took all these stern shots and basically told us we were going. They said, "You're going. We're all going. We're going over there." And every day the tempo of it and just built up. The crescendo was building up and up and up and up. Boy, the tensions, like where we're going, we're about to go, we're going blah, 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 blah. And you go to sleep at night and you're dreaming of combat because in your mind, you're getting psyched up. You just know you're going into combat. You start dreaming about this stuff. And suddenly one day they said, "Okay, everybody go home." Like, what? Go home? I thought we was going over there. I said, "Well, okay." It was combat. And I'm laying in bed. The first day they let us go home, I'm laying in bed and the radio or something's playing and they're talking about a plane crash and the Iranians getting captured and blah, blah, blah. At first, I thought I was dreaming like I'd been dreaming that stuff all along. Then I realized it was on the radio. This was news. And I shot out of bed thinking my phone was going to ring in a second. They're going to say, "Get your back in here. We're going to war." But it didn't happen. I started listening to what went down. I said, "What? Really?" Because it was a fiasco, the way that little hostage rescue mission failed. And it failed principally because the Army, and they had a joint services thing going in there, Army, Air Force, I guess maybe the Navy was involved, but not on site there. But they had Joint Forces Command. They didn't communicate well, and lack of spare parts was one of the things that really did them in. Lack of spare parts and maintenance. The M1s got choked up in that day. And lack of communications, coordination. They had a plane crash on their little makeshift strip. They did capture a busload of Iranians and turn them loose. And then we got to tail out. Nothing happened to that. It was a failure. And, at the time I ran an arms room. I was not a happy camper because I only had 40 M16s that would function. I had 200 assigned to me and I had 250 people in my unit. We were told we had to take what we had. So 250 guys was only going to have 40 M16s. Why wouldn't they function? Because we're missing itty bitty tiny little bitty cheap, ultra cheap parts that a whole bucket full. I'm going to cut back in the day cost you $1. We're talking the spring, let's say a bolt. When a bolt operates, when it extracts around from the chamber, it's got a little spring over here that grabs the flange on the shell and pulls it out. And then there's a little pin in there, there's a little spring behind it that pushes on the back side of that shell on the other side and flips it out of the weapon. And so that's the extractor and the ejector pin. Well, the ejector pin's got a spring behind it. The problem I had was a lack of working extractors and ejectors. I needed extractors, especially that little ejector spring. Bitty, tiny little spring. The weapon wouldn't work without it. And I didn't have them. And tons of our M16 just wouldn't work. Carter was president. And the Army was a pretty ragbag army in that day. I had this stuff on requisition for months, and it did not come in until Ronald Reagan got elected. And all the stuff I ordered come in. I got all the rifles in shape. Got that arms room spick and span. I got dispatched to Alaska. The arms room got the girl there. She didn't know what a TM-38-750 was, which is the manual for maintenance. She didn't know nothing about it, but she just took over the arms room. 2 weeks later, they got hit with IG. The only thing in that whole company that passed IG was my arms room. And that girl got an ARCOM, Army Accommodation Medal for it. all the hard work I done. She got my first ARCOM. I did get an ARCOM for my work on computer installation management and database I ran up in Fort Greely, Alaska. So I did get an ARCOM, but should have had two. But anyway, but the unit failed, the IG. The unit failed. Only my arms room. That's the only part that passed. Pretty sad, right? Well, that was my experience at Fort Bragg, where I had an arms room. And I wasn't touching M16 type, bang bang for years after that, because I thought, at the time they apparently it was just a bad powder to use. I thought they were horrible, because they would catch, they would jam. The bolts got so fouled up that it required so much cleaning. I favored the Kalashnikov line for a long time. Just saying, for a long time. I kind of cover both territories these days, if you know what I mean. Oh, wait, this is not a conversation about such things, but let's see what everybody's saying here. It says, yo, Greg, hello, buddy. Oh, hello to you. Let's see, Victory, how good. Gorgeous, how you doing today? For those that don't know, Gorgeous Awesome is a couple. They are a couple, Andrew and Roxanne. And they have a beautiful Etsy store. And I think I showed a photograph. Were y'all in the room, chat room, Gorgeous Awesome, when I showed that photograph of the artwork that depicted y'all from LeakCon? I met them at LeakCon, by the way, the first LeakCon. So let me see if I can find that. Ding, 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 ding. I want to find that photograph. It's a lovely thing. I just my computer rebooted, so I got to go find things all over again. Give me one momentum, please, as Lily Tomlin used to say. Who here does not know who Lily Tomlin was? Or Rowan and Martin Laugh-In. She always played the operator. Deranged last year was 175 a chord. Oh, 175 a chord. Wow. It's gonna be more this year. Lucky you, cha-cha. Maybe stock up on feed. Yes, that painting was awesome. I'll show it again. That was pretty amazing. I loved it. Let's see here. Where is it? Go to my C drive. I think I got it in my pics here. Ding, 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 ding. I think it's here. I was hunting another pic when I ran across that. But I saw that and I just had to. All right, where are they at? Projects. Let's go to projects. I got a nest, quite a nest of directories here. Bit pics. Ding, 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 ding. Didn't find the one I was hunting for that day. I did find, I think. Ding, 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 ding. All right, there's a lot of stuff loading slow here. Give me a break. Give me 1 second. One momentum, please. Yeah, let's share this thing as we go. Well, no, I guess I better wait till I open the picture. I don't think sharing the directory is going to get me sharing a picture. Now they're coming through slowly, starting to load up. All right, where is it? I'm not seeing it. Must be in a different directory. I thought it was in this directory. Wow. It must be. I must just be looking over it. Hang on, guys. Must be overlooking it. Scan through again. Well, holy shuckins, I'm not seeing it. All right, I'll have to go look if I didn't do something to it inadvertently. Oh, there it is. I'll share this. That's Gorgeous Awesome. That's Andrew and Roxanne. See the crowns of crystals, crystal crowns. Man, they got all kind of crystals. They do all kind of stuff with it. That's supposed to be diamond. That's Rex Bear when the bear had hair. And there's a Christian, the Ice Age farmer. He sells here. Quite a few guys in here. Oh yeah, and who's this supposed to be right here with big long hair and the beard? Who is that supposed to be? Gosh, I wish I'd known that. I would have bought that. I didn't have a lot of money in my pocket that day though. I was kind of depleted of thereof. So let me see if I can find another photograph of it. There's another I want to show you guys. I got some video. One of these days I'm gonna have to make some video and building my log barn. It's a picture of that. And let's see here. Bing, is this going to share my, I gotta stop that sharing. Come into this one, I guess. Share. This is how I drove my tractor when I was pulling the chains, pulling the logs up on my log barn. See, that was my garden back there. All pile of logs and all kind of mess back there. Had a lot of work to do to get the place in shape this in today. But I had to set on the fender of my tractor to see the state of the log getting pulled. And oh yeah, I got a long story on that. But this essence is the only thing I had control of was the clutch and the throttle. And you had to pretty much get it going full speed in order to pull that, logs up over the barn, or they would stick on the ramps. So you had to go full speed. Yeah, I mean, I had to get that tractor going. And when I did, of course, that log was flying up in the air. And the log was just a couple feet longer than the whole structure of the barn. So I had to know when to hit the clutch to stop it from going. It had momentum. And let me stop the share. So think about the square of the log structure. I got a ramp here. I'm pulling a log up over it. That log is flying up in the air, and I got to pull harder, but it won't go. I had to just gun it just to get it started. And which meant it was moving fast. So I had to be able to time it such that when I hit that clutch, that log would lay down perfectly on those two walls. It was only like a foot longer on each side, each one of them. So it was a real trick. If I cut it too soon, the log would fall down on the inside. If I waited too late, it would jerk over and that side would fall in. Believe it or not, I only had it happen to me one time. But I had to really get the knack for that clutch. And when I pushed the clutch in, so I had a pulley wet in the pine tree that's pulling that thing up. When I pushed the clutch in, then that falling log would jerk the tractor backwards. So I was going, it was a funny sight to see. It was a funny sight to see. And the real tough thing was the ramps, because, you know, we had to take, you couldn't just put boards up there. If you just put boards up there and a log hit them, it would just knock them all over the place, and your log would hit the wall and it might tear your wall down. I actually we took concrete block, and built up a half pyramid against that wall to support the wooden ramps. And we laid the wooden ramps on top of that. Well, that was good for pulling a couple logs up, but then we had to go on the other side. So we had to tear all that down and rebuild it on the other side. Made me think of the Egyptians who piled up those big ramps of sand for all that stuff they put in all the structures they built. That was a lot of work. A lot of work, guys, a lot of work. Here at court, my buddy has lawnmower tractor with cigar mags and wired tires. Gorgeous Awesome Drops Family Garden. So Gorgeous, go ahead and share your Etsy store here, because they've got some cool things. Yeah, I just saw that picture and I wanted to share that with you, talking about the barn. I got some little videos, but I don't have any good videos from there. You know, I tried to get some guys shoot some video, and they really weren't cinematographers, if you will. They weren't all that great with the camera, so I didn't get much in the way of good video of that. That's just too bad. And I didn't have a YouTube channel started then either. So we got some little chintzy videos of that, but it was an adventure building that barn and all the things we did, the tractor, building with the logs. It was pretty interesting. Nothing, I had to jerk all those logs out of a pile to take them over to the barn. And it was a big wood pile, and a lot of them were stuck in the ground, stuck with each other. And in order to free them, you just couldn't pull. I had to get the tractor up to full throttle and just ram. So I'd be like the guy down in Louisiana, the swamp logger, what was his name? Shelby something. I go, here we go. And I gun it and just take off. Bam. And I hit into that chain. That log was either going to pull loose or it was like a wreck. You know, I would just come to complete stop and it throw me forward. The hood sometime would flip upon the tractor. So I had a lot of wrecks. That's what it felt like every time you that log wouldn't budge. You know, it was that boom. You know, that was interesting. Yeah, I kind of relived that experience a little over a year ago, trying to pull somebody's bus loose with that tractor. So Arnold, men are always needed. Okay, cha-cha. Thank you, Gigi. So nice to us. Hey, well, gorgeous, you've been nice to me. Why not? And I really meant they've been very nice to me. Check out what I got on here. This is what they call the Lemurian laser one. Beautiful crystal. Look at the beautiful copper work. I can only wear so many necklaces at once; they all get tangled up. But got that, and I got this. It's called the healing wand here. That's a little bit more like a wand. It's kind of like ram's horns, but look at all the intricate copper wrapped around them. So it's not only the spiral; it's just more wrapping. And they hand wrap all this stuff. It takes them forever. It takes them forever to do this. Well, not forever, a lot of time. These are works of love, people. Works of love. There we go. Now we got to get focused on it. A lot of time and effort, a lot of love goes into making this stuff. Handmade. So if you that's worth tons of money, way more than they charge. I think their price is high. You can consider what they go into it. Consider the crystals, consider the copper, and then all the labor. Yeah, it's like they're giving it to you, man, even when they charge you. Check this out. This is the wand they made me. And no, it's not a bone. This is a piece of apple wood. And they said an apple from the teacher. They hand stripped all the bark off of it, smoothed it down. They put this shungite crystal on here. Shungite, isn't that fun to say? And they did all this copper work here. A lot of work of love. This they dubbed to be Woden's wooden wand of wonders. So watch out. New Days Always tells me not to point at everybody. Why is that New Days Always? My ex was so horrible. 24 years wasted. Sorry to hear that, Granny. Sorry to hear that. We will send you more. Oh. Gorgeous Austin says, we will send you more. You can be Mr. T. Mr. T. Hey, I made a snowman one time. I called it Mr. T. I made this giant snowman. I mean, that darn thing must have been 12 foot tall. I had a hard time putting the top head up on it. I think I used a ladder, and I had a mohawk on it. So I called it Mr. T. I made a snowman with a mohawk. Hey, you know what? Crystals seem to be just like finding their way to me. That's the funny thing. I found this one in my driveway. And everybody that works here, I asked them if it was theirs, and no one said it was theirs. So I've kept it. It's like somehow crystals are getting attracted to me now. And I think Gorgeous Awesome got this trend. So look at this, guys. Kind of reminds me. Now they do prettier work than that, but still, it was just amazing that I would find something like this. What do you think? It's like it was some kind of a big earring, but I don't know who had it. I mean, it's got a little attachment here. It looks kind of like an earring. What do you think, Gorgeous? Is that supposed to be an earring? Or when I look like something wearing an earring like that. Oh. All right, let me put that. I got it hanging on my head. Baby, give me some good energy. It's one thing that Gorgeous Awesome makes is these chandeliers and these chakra pendants, whatever you call them. Is the every crystal and the chakra connected through their copper work, so they can do amazing, beautiful work. All right, but that's just something that just came to me. Dallas Holmes said, we've been divorced over 35 years. Wow. How comes and helps, but now we are friends because we adopted two disabled kids, so I tolerate them. Okay. That's good when you get along for the sake of the kids. I've managed to do that with my exes. Absolutely. And my second wife wanted to have a kid. I had 3 wives. I saw her and her ex fighting like cats and dogs over kids, and it's like, she said, Craig, we have a kid, that'll make everything better. And I looked at her and like, She had a very volcanic temper. And ooh, it was too much for me. But you know, I've done a lot of dumb things in my life, but probably the smartest thing I ever did was not having a kid with that woman. The White Wizard, says Gorgeous Awesome. All right, well, thank you. Greg is styling with an earring. Says Cha Cha. You know, Greg, you can point the Apple one and use it for love spells, longevity. It's all about your heart's intent. Oh, watch out. Love spells and longevity. Now we know. Now we know. And Granny never dated since. Well, sometimes I can understand that, guys. Susie Q, I hate arguing. Amen to that. Arnold Smith, just me and the kid. Okay, drops. Wow, we got some interesting conversation going there. Pop's never been divorced, but it's just her and the kids, huh? New Days, yeah, I ended my 20-year marriage over 1.5 years ago. Yeah, I believe that. Chewy, mugwort tea time. I got some tea. It may not be mugwort tea, but it's in a Space Force mug that Granny Lana gave me, actually, which matches my hat, in case you noticed. A lot of people thought this was some kind of devil star. Hey, what are you wearing that star on your hat for? You devil worshipping. Blah, 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 blah. I'm having comments before. So, really? That was a Space Force fan. So Granny heard all that conversation, and she thought she bought me this. It cleared the air up. And I never had anybody else comment about it since. And why would some people, they always think the worst thing. They think the worst up. They think the worst first. That's the opposite of what you should do. Don't think the worst first. Oh my gosh, guys. But see, you got to know, how could that be somebody that watches my channel in general? Anybody that watches my channel enough knows me, knows that's not what I'm about, I would hope. Peter Greengrace, cherish the time you had with your dad. Oh, I do. Well, I have. Well, it's had now. He's passed away. But yeah, I got those videos are just, you know, we just went through them a little bit ago. So if you're just joining now, you can rewatch and see them, or you can go to my channel playlist toward the bottom and see the videos of my dad. Ariana Sater says, I once had 2 common law hubbies in the woods together, and it was no pleasure, just double work. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sometimes 2, the more don't make merrier, right? Greg's Cup is made in the USA. That's good. Southern Song and Grown. How are you doing, Green Grapes? Well, thank you. I'm new to the channel. Well, thank you and welcome here. Hope you enjoy it. These chat sessions are really family sessions, as you will discover in this channel. The people come here and they chat with each other and chat with me and ask me anything under the sun. But I love to do these live chats. It's kind of it's in lieu of all the family reunions people used to have, because, you know, just so many families aren't getting together. So we're having a family reunion here tonight. That's what it's really all about. Oh, what's up with the Dowells? I see the condolences. Go back a few comments. See what she said. It was traumatic. The best husband I had passed away in 2012. Found him dead in the driveway. Yeah, that is traumatic. Oh, cool. Space Force, says Susie Q. Yep. I love that video. I wished I had a video of my dad, says Judy. Well, yeah, I'm glad I made them. I'm really glad I made them. Yes, they are Southern, warm places, Susie Q. Southern Song and Grown. Trout's family got us in North Shore, says hello when all told. Okay, I'm just reading what y'all saying to each other. Ariana says, oh, you told on me in public. Oh. Double your pleasure, double your fun. I don't know if it's all that. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Yeah, okay, that should be a show. I'm doing that. Okay, very good. So let me scroll back down the chat here. Judy's had some rough times, guys. Oh, tell me in public. New Days. I said, double your pleasure, double your fun. I personally believe it's best served up for chewing gum. I didn't get that bottom part last. Okay, that makes sense. Double mint, chewing gum. Everybody remember double mint? They still make double mint. I love family and this, us, my family. There you go. There you go. Southern sown and grown will be your family here. What are these small words on your Space Force pen? Small words on my Space Force pen. I put my eyeballs on. My friend Ed Kiker actually had this made up. I talked about him on my last video or video before last. It says United States Space Force, Department of the Air Force. It shouldn't be a Department of the Air Force. They ought to be their own stand-up. I don't know if it'll focus or not. Back off it might. I got hat hair. Wearing a hat. My hair's all mushed down. Hat hair. Was it bad? If it wasn't for bad luck, oh yeah, wouldn't have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark oppression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. And where's that song come from? Hee-haw. Cosmic family. That's right, gorgeous. Cosmic family. We are cosmic. And my alter ego is Galactic Greg's. It just so happens there's several Galactic Greg's out there on YouTube now. Hey, I love to alliterate. You know, that's my poetic note. That's my Nordic poetic side. It's okay, Greg. Marines are a department of the Navy. I know, right? Let's see. Mine too, TV. All right. So victory, sweet beaners. Okay. Hey, Greg, AZ here. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Good to have Arizona in the house. Considering I got more property in Arizona than anywhere else. Debbie Paints. Oh, I know you remember Country Boy. Oh, Country Boy Eddie show. Are you from Birmingham, Debbie? Swamp, 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 swamp. That's where he started all his shows. Swamp, 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 swamp. Country Boy Eddie. That was a live music show that was run out of, I believe, WBRC. It was one of the old TV channels out of Birmingham. And I grew up on Sand Mountain, and VHF TV came out of Birmingham. And we had UHTV from Huntsville, and we were kind of in between the two. And we didn't have UH at first, so we used to just watch Birmingham TV. And Country Boy Eddie had from time I was real little in the early 60s, he had a live country music broadcast. And that thing went, in the late 70s. When I was in high school, I remember seeing him at the county fair, Marshall County Fair, running around. But that was his little thing, going, like a mule or a donkey. So yeah, Country Boy Eddie. Sure enough, Country Boy Eddie. Oh, April, how you doing? Thank you. Got a little the hearts on an anime. All right, very good. So Wolfman Jackal Jeb. Let me tell you a story about a man named Jeb. Poor mountaineer belly kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some crude, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. So I drove by Kenny Canaveral a few days back. It took me a second because they changed the highway sign from Air Force Base to SFB. Oh, Space Force. Nice. Do you ever do the Willie Do? Now, how's a Willie Do go? I don't know about that one. Finest planet. I think the kids that grew up in the 60s was of the last great generation. Well, thank you. Of course, the great generation was my dad's generation, and we just played some video from him. Let's see. Oh, what was that? Missed something. Didn't care for Beemans. Susie Kiel, I bet T-Berry. Okay, Drops. Southern Debbie. It was early morning when the show was on. It was early morning, Debbie. Debbie, where you at? Where you living, Debbie? It was early in the morning that Country Boy Radio show came on. And they always had some guys playing steel guitars and different things on there. Probably the first time I heard steel guitars was watching Country Boy 80 show. Rachel Colbert, when I was a kid, Hee Haw was followed by Lawrence Welk. Well, I remember before Hee Haw was the Roy and Martin Laugh-In, but they replaced that with Hee Haw. That's why you hear me talking, Jay Clampett. That's why you hear me talking about, what was it? Lily Tomlin a lot. When momentum, please. Yellowbird. Oh, yeah, Yellowbird. Oh, yeah, that big bird, Yellowbird. Say, oh, now sing Green Acres. See how that Yellowbird song used to go in the Army. We used to have a Yellowbird song in the Army. March, it was a terrible song. So many of them were. There's a yellowbird on a windowsill. I lured him over. Well, how'd that go? Oh, it'll come to me later. You remember most of those March songs. Oh, shit, I can't remember right now. Can't get it right now. I remember some of it, but I just can't quite get there. It'll come to me yet later. Yellowbird. Okay, I got it backwards. That's why I'm just not kind of, I ain't got it right. It's a yellowbird with a yellow bill sitting on my windowsill. I lured him over with a piece of bread. Then I smashed it. Yeah, we won't go there. That was a song. Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is a life for me. Got to be best if it's off key, right? It's a life for me. Let's see here. Got in some comics, Beanie and Cecil, Casper, etc. 10 cents, yeah. Let's see, Ariana, I did the reverse of Beverly Hillbillies, and I did Escape from LA. Well, good for you. That's the thing to do, get out of LA. Get out of the big cities. That's what you need to do. I always like the gal on Dallas Victoria Principal. Later found out redheads are toxic to me. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, redheads can be a challenge. I know that. Okay, password. Let's see. I know the Yellowbird loved those old saw Petticoat Junction. And there's Uncle Joe, he's moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction. There's some train sound. All right, yeah. How about Freebird by Leonard? There you go. Or Sweet Home Alabama. Days always, it was a good tea for headaches. What tea do you use for headaches? Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care, cause master's gone away. Oh, she fly, don't bother me. She fly, don't bother me. She fly, don't bother me, because I belong to somebody. I feel like a morning star. I feel like I know who I are. I think I remember all that too well. And there's Cindy. I wish I were an apple hanging from a tree, and every time Cindy'd pass, you'd take a bite of me. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you someday. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. You remember that? Drops Family Garden. Learned my lesson early, brother, though it cost me everything. Man, that's so much easier on me. All right, no show preparedness. New days. Mr. Ed, love the show. I'm a Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse, of course, but nobody can talk to horse, of course, unless, of course, the talking horse is the famous Mr. Ed. And he'd always go, well, Bert. What I can't figure out, why would somebody with a gorgeous wife like he had spend all his time in a horse stall? Yeah, anyway, yeah. Hey, Joe says, gorgeous, awesome. All right, Randy, me and the kids are used to sing Freebird. All right, that's cool. You know, I liked well, so I remember the words to it. Hey there, fellow with a hair colored yellow. What you trying to prove? Oh, that's my lady there, and I'm a minute. Oh, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not good at it, right? I am Mr. Ed, said Wolfman Jackal. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's some good songs. I have to work on some words, some of these songs, guys. Hey, yeah, y'all want to see some what's going on with weather stuff? Dang, drop, steer clear of them. LOL. Wear a vest to a date. Uh-oh. Who's drops dating? You got to wear a vest to that drops store short preparedness. Don't tell blondes they're dumb, brother. One tried to, with a 38. Lordy. Yikes. Yeah, don't tell them they're dumb. They don't like that. All righty, let's do this. Let's go and look at some other stuff here. Ding, 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 ding. Flash Gordon. Saved everyone's. Boom, 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 boom. I like the movie Flash Gordon. I thought that was hilarious. That's so much like the old comic strip, except they had an American football player instead of a British polo player, right? Or polo player, wherever it's from. Let's see here. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna share some other things. We'll do some of our usuals, and I got to go out to the microgreens trailer. I got to water microgreens tonight, and I'll do a share screen. It's going to take me 30 minutes or so after we get done here, so I don't want to go much longer here tonight. Here's the winds, guys. We like to look at the winds here. Look at this, guys. It's blowing hard offshore out here in the North Atlantic. Got a pretty tight little circular, I like a cyclone up here, guys. It's tight. That's when I want to be caught in a ship there off the Great Barrier Reef, right? I wouldn't want to be fishing there right now. We got some stuff coming up through the Carolinas, going up into across New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, coming up, and it goes back around. So Maine's not so much in the vortex as much as it was. Some winds just basically coming down through here down in Mississippi. We had clouds and rain come move through here today, but it's moved on. Look up here in the Great Plains states, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa. Yeah, they got some good wind up in there. And look off the West Coast. Got a Pineapple Express, my friends. Check out this vortex right here. You know, these guys here in British Columbia and Panhandle of Alaska, Juneau, they're getting hammered. They're getting hammered. Up the air is being pulled out of Alaska, so it's probably pretty cool up there. It's going to be getting pulled down over maybe from the Arctic. Yeah, a whole lot of wind coming down that way. All right, it's not getting pulled straight out of the Arctic because that blast right there is going in a circle. Okay. A lot of rain up in here, guys. Lots of rain. Portland, Seattle, I would imagine. So I like to move over and check out rain and thunder. This storm here came through here today and it's moved on. Look at all the snow. What do you know? Colorado, Minnesota, Fargo, Bismarck, North Dakota, South Dakota, a little bit in down the Rockies here, Montana. British Columbia's got it real good. All east of Fairbanks here, snow. Got a lot of accumulation right here. Look at that red, guys. So what we're gonna do next, we'll look at rain accumulation. Next 3 days. I'm going to show us the past. We just had some through here. That's a 10-day accumulation look like? Pretty strong up in the northwest. The Pineapple Express streaming in. Temperatures 18 degrees at Fort Nelson, British Columbia. 66 in Phoenix. Okay. Phoenix is warm. $60 up in New Jersey, 46 in Lowell, Massachusetts, 51 Utica, New York, 39 in Ottawa, the capital of Canada. Sudbury, they got an impact basin there from way back. That's made to be the source of a lot of the nickel. You got the big nickel mines up around Sudbury. All right, what's blue is below freezing. -5 up here in the Brooks Range in northern Alaska. Let me zoom in. Ding, 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 ding. Delta Junction, 0. And this is the area I live, right around here. When I was up in there. Never got up the Brooks Range. I'd love to go up there one day. You can go up the North Slope. Dead Horse. Isn't that just a good name? Dead Horse, Old Crow, and Yukon Territory. All right. Old Crow. Dawson City. Delta Junction. That kind of remind me of Petticoat Junction, right? Or Delta Dawn, kind of across from Delta Dawn and Delta Junction. Valdez. All right. Interesting territory there. See if we can find. Sometimes they give you snow. If I click on rain, there we go. Let's go for snow. Back out. Ping, ping. We've seen snow and rain earlier. Wow, that's pretty heavy there, guys. 9 feet toward the end of that. I'm getting a lot of snow up in there. Wow. Down in the west, by God, Virginia. That's what some people used to call it. A lot of snow. All right, let's go to the next tab. Oh, come on. This Zoom is getting in my way here. Ding. And there's that vortex there in the North Atlantic. Very strong. One off the coast of Scotland and Ireland. Off the coast of Alaska. Pineapple Express here. South of the Bering Strait. That's the Bering Strait right there. I'd hate to be in Australia right now. Those people are having a rough time. That's what happens, you know, have freedom to carry bang bangs. Government runs over you. Government's running over people in Australia real big, guys. That's what happened here if some of them get their way to take away our rights. Oh, that's their channel here. All right, it stopped. Oh, I didn't pull up space weather. That I killed it. Halo. Nothing much different than what I showed you yesterday. Forecast calls for quiet. Yeah, the sunspots was a big one there, but it's not doing a lot. So don't have to worry about the sun immediately, although it could change for us. Asteroids. Always a bigger one than the ones close passes or in the past, because we just found them. Close calls. Whoop, that was a close call. The forecast on close calls isn't as good as the past cast. It's not good. We're in November the 12th now. Look at that. We got one coming in half the distance from Earth to the moon. 8 meters. Coming in fast at 18.6 kilometers per second. That's interesting. But it's still, you know, distance to the moon is almost 250,000 miles, guys. Earth's only 8,000 miles in diameter by comparison. Nothing else that close. Oh, we got one coming in. Also, wood in the distance today. Interesting. 2 close passes today. That's 14 meters bigger. Let's have a look at it. Orbiter viewer. Well, that's a very eccentric orbit. Crosses Earth's orbit. Don't really go to Venus's orbit or Mars. One of these days, that one will hit us probably eventually. But it'll be a long time out. All right, let's stop the share. Hey, hello. So people saying duties, research developments occurring, uncommon news. Oh yeah, hey, how's it going there? We need to do another video. That's Doug Thompson. Doug Thompson. There will be wars and rumors of wars. Yeah, Doug, yeah, you had some videos just recently that probably won't pay attention to. Let's see. That's April Pelham gave us a super chat. Top Knot gave us a super chat. What else we got in here? It's funny, you can't scroll all the way back in the comments for some reason. I was like, wow, that's a kick in the wrong of the frozen boot, Granny. Oh. Granny say. Iran to make moves on Saudi Arabia. You know, they almost made peace, but then what we've had the Yemen Houthis stormed the U.S. embassy in Yemen, I believe Yemen, and they took hostages. So we got another hostage situation. It's not making big news yet, but yeah, this could be a very dangerous thing. So we need to do a video. America will be drawn into Europe. I mean, America and Europe, or we're going to be drawn in with Russia. There's a lot of stuff going on with Russia and Europe right now. Guys, the whole, you know, look, we're not strong. So it tempts the enemies, or potential enemies, to act crazy and do things they ordinarily wouldn't do, because we're perceived to be weak at the moment. Area. Oh my gosh, do you have to talk about war all night? Oh, what is Veterans Day, or was? Granny Arnold left me with three grandkids to keep you going for them. Rick Action needs to go out to the microgreens room. Yeah, I do. I got to go out there tonight. That's true. I absolutely do. Saw this from out before with Iran. Well, drops. I'll tell you what. Iran's got a very big military, bigger than the Saudi Arabians. Saudi Arabians are equipped with more American equipment, better equipment. But the Saudis have got a lot of stuff, guys. Yeah, nice will play. All right, so yeah, the world is a dangerous place right now, guys. That's why I tell y'all to prep. Go to prepwithgregs.com. You better consider that stuff, guys. Get your preps together. Prepwithgreg.com. And you better get some seeds. Go to my Truth Market link. I'll have some other garden link, seed links on there soon too. I just subbed Uncommon. Okay, very good, Susie Q. Yeah, I did a video with them. We need to do another video real soon. -3 degrees C here in Western Alberta. I bet there, Arnold. I bet. How close are you to Dawson Creek, the end of the Alaska Highway? That ends in Alberta. All right, so hey Greg, I just saw a new thing called Spin Launch today. Crazy. It's a 200-foot centrifuge satellite launcher. Yeah, there's been ideas about using centrifuges for a long time. All right. Yeah, I'd seen that stuff from way back. That's kind of be easier to do off the moon than it would be Earth. It just takes so much energy to launch off Earth. You got to get something going 17,500 miles an hour to go in orbit from Earth. That's tough to do. I had a friend who tried to devise a way to launch satellites with a train wreck. That each car that fell over the cliff would propel it, just go that much faster or something. I don't know. It sounded crazy. Sound crazy. I'm glad I'm not in Alberta. Burr, says Judy. All right, don't count Iran out. No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, we got a lot of risk for World War III right now, guys. It's all over the place. They have tons of pepper seeds. It's a good thing. All the more seeds, the merrier. Alrighty, guys. I do have to get out to my microgreens trailer. Doug, we ought to talk about a video here soon. So let's chat. We need to do a video. Maybe tomorrow night. I don't know. Well, tomorrow night's Friday night. I got packed from farmers market, and I'll probably just do a little live session tomorrow. Maybe Monday or Tuesday. It's worse than that, Greg. I know. Train sounds fun. Yeah, imagine a train wreck for anytime. Imagine a train wreck for a satellite launcher. What kind of pepper? I might need some. Okay. Yeah, I got your number. So yeah, we need to do some more. I got to do some more with Cowboy Roy Rogers too. Everybody loves his videos too. Have your electric blanket on. My mom loves to sleep under an electric blanket. I kind of avoided them just from the notion it might give you leukemia. Mr. Greggs, thank you for the live stream tonight. Josh, does anyone know you have a solar to run a well pump? Does anyone know if you can use solar? Yeah, absolutely, you can. And that's highly advisable. Highly advisable. Guys, we would stay longer and do some other things, but it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got to go out and spend half an hour in the microgreens trailer. And I actually got to get up early in the morning, guys. I got to get up early. NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, or is these what is it? We got an out-of-body experience, self-defense, not guilty. That's what they need to find. Yeah, if you're talking about what I think you are. I don't think they got. Probably not going to get there till Monday or Tuesday, right, Ron? Alrighty, guys. Oh yeah, I'm reading my laptop over here where I got the chat room. Thumbs up, eyelids down. There we go. Take care. There we go. Eyelids down. I'm not the eyelids down yet, guys. I got a lot to do still. Pepper Nurse One does use solar. Oh yeah. Well, I got a solar pumped heating system from my greenhouse actually, and it's all sun. There's no electricity in it. Thank you, GG. Get some sleep. Well, it'll be a little bit before I can do that. I got a few more things to do, guys. That's why we're going to go ahead and go. Dallas Hump said, Greg, I hope to sleep in. Yeah, I got to get up early tomorrow. So, and I have to get real early Friday morning. So, guys, we're going to call it a video for tonight. Say prayers for everyone here, and as we usually do, say prayers for our vets and those that have been injured in the conflicts we've had. The disabled vets, especially pray for them. Pray for Judy, Cherry, Granny Atlanta, her granddaughter, Kaylee. Everybody says special prayer for Stacy. Stacy Savicki. She is fighting the bug. It's really kicked her hard. So remember her in your prayers tonight. We don't do the prayer session now. Just remember these people in your prayers tonight, including Randy Bly and everyone else, guys. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Really appreciate y'all. And thank you, super chatters. And y'all have a great, awesome night. Good night.